Alright, so I'm going to put this door in, and you can see I made a template, just use the door itself, and let's see, I put the little, so centered it up. I don't know how this is going to work here. It's not got a whole lot of room for a nut to come through the back side, but they did do it to where it's in these grooves, so that's good. These won't have any problems up here, but there's two in the back, or three, actually three in the back, and one's right there. So, but yeah, I've lined it up to where it's pretty well centered. I mean, it's maybe a little more room in the back than up top, but when it drops, so I'm gonna flip it over, and then I'm gonna pull these two pieces of tape off and let it drop flat, and then I'll mark it, and then I'll take that off and put it down where that is. So that's basically where I got stand. I'll give you an idea. Hopefully this doesn't turn off. It does a lot. Alright, so I don't know how much of that we got there. But so yeah, I'm going to flip this over. I've got the template up there. I'm not sure it recorded to begin with, because every time I put it on that stand, it turns it off, it seems like. So once you slide all the way forward, why I say that, I'll show you why here in a second. You wind up in this place, which is cool. These things, like what you just saw there, it just slid down into place. That's really nice. So it kind of centers itself. But I kept thinking, how am I gonna figure out exactly where that tank's gonna fit? I'm not sure these straps are gonna work. They make those tanks an inch deeper because they cut off the corners, and the straps are made in Taiwan, so I don't know that those aren't just stock straps that are put in there. I kind of put them on earlier, so I got these little paint deals, and it doesn't look like it's going to come anywhere close, so I'm going to have to extend the straps. I'm not sure yet, but ultimately I'm just trying to get this to fit in there to where I can kind of figure out where I'm going to be. But so here, my fuel filler neck is exactly where I want it, coming up through the center. That's how I went, because you can slide it back farther, but obviously it's gonna be blocked right, whoops, it'll be blocked right here. So that right there's where I want it. And now I will release the tape, double check this again, just to make sure. That should do it. A pin around here somewhere. Just not anywhere. Oh, there it is. So just not anywhere where I can find it. These pieces of tape. also going to look at these, hopefully you're seeing that, these ridges. This thing fits almost exactly to the outside, which is freaking awesome. So that right there, where we need to be. So that'll give me somewhere to line it up. Alright, that ought to do it, hopefully. Now I'll just take this tank off and tape this down right there. And then I'll probably make the hole a little smaller, obviously to sneak up on it, just in case it's not perfectly centered, but it should be. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be. So, yeah, that's how I'm doing it. It's probably a better way, but that's how I'm doing it. I did go ahead and use this to, I know this is a straight, come in here, and it looks like I moved it since then, but it should be pretty straight across. Double check. Okay. Yeah, that's good to say. All right, so I'll bring you back in a minute. All right, so here's what we have. Like I said, you can see these. Hopefully you can see they literally ramp up right to the edge, which is freaking awesome. So yeah, so now I just have to cut out the inside there and then figure out how I'm going to either flange this up to meet flat or find a way to fill that in, one or the other. But you know, I'll have to think about that. I really am thinking about just trying to flatten this out, bring it up, flatten it out to where it just has this flat area like that. But I got to do that without making it look goofy, so, which I think I can. I think I might be able to split it in a few places, hammer it up, and then weld it back solid. So we'll see. Probably use an air saw to cut that centerpiece out of there. But again, I'm gonna kind of sneak up on it. I'll make a couple of cuts just to make sure. I'll fit it back up, make sure that it's lining up correctly. All right, you see I got a new toolbox back there. I kind of consolidated the three I had, got rid of those and put them all into one. That freed me up for some more space. I didn't get an English wheel or something like that over there.
You see what I've done there? Came way inside, but now I can kind of get a view when I put that back up there and make sure it still looks like it's centered. If not, then I can kind of go from there. So, anyway, I thought I'd just give you an idea how I'm doing this. I haven't seen anything on YouTube showing anyone how to do it. They don't give you a template or anything, so you're going to have to make your own. That's why I got the tank, because I know I was going to be doing this. I want to finish this trunk and everything out before I, epoxy prime and everything, so. Alright.
Alright, hang with me and let's see how we did. I have to lay the floor upside down. That looks pretty dang close. Pretty even on each side, so if I come out another inch or so, which is about probably what it's going to bring, that should work. So, all right, we'll go with that. All right, so I got the hole cut. I left a little bit so I could kind of, come on up onto it if I needed to. You can see a little bit on the sides and top. So now what I've got to do is figure out, you can see this is higher. So I'm thinking about cutting this and dropping it just in that area. And then that way, from here to here, it'll sit on a flat. And then I'll have to bring probably this area and this area up flat as well and run it right down. I'm gonna have to bring it up to here. Why I want to do that is because there's gonna be a nut on the back side of this and I don't want it to hit the tank. So I'd rather have this come up, recess up, and have a little area for the nut to sit up in here versus bringing everything down and then having the bolt stick through and touch the tank. So that's my thinking. If I'm missing something, let me know. But as for right now, that is kind of the plan. Probably take this down first on both sides, get it set up, and then go ahead and figure out how much I need to bring up. Well, obviously I'm gonna have to figure out how to take this V shape, these two V shapes, and bring them up flat to where this just is one flat coming down, and then I'll have my bolts and nuts come through. But yep, that's it. You can see it lines up with this outside here, lines up with the outside here. This doesn't necessarily line up, but you're looking at, it doesn't line up with this either, so it's a little bit offset. You can see there, see how it's offset. So it's centered where it needs to be for that. So yeah, and you can see here how the tank is offset to one side, so that filler neck will line up just like it needs to off to this one side, and then that'll be over, as you can see. So yeah, I've seen some people just basically caulk that in, and that's probably fine. I would like to dress it, make it look a little bit, if I can. I think I can. Move that metal up a little bit, or well, down and up to level out just in this area. So I'll have like a flange, something like that. May even think about making a rectangle flange for it to bolt onto, but I'm not real sure because I haven't figured out exactly what nut and bolt combination I want to use. Those are tiny little holes. See if I can't find some button head stainless steel that small. I think that's, I'm not even sure. I don't think it's 1/8 of an inch. It's pretty small. So anyway, that's that. And yeah, a little bit of progress. Like I said, we got my big old toolbox here. This is Harbor Freight. I ended up getting the whole set for $1,500 off of Facebook Marketplace. So That bottom box is $16 or $17.99, and the top box is like $700 or $800. So I think I scored pretty well, and it's like brand new. That literally top box was 3 months old, and the person that had it took excellent care of it. So it's really in nice shape. I've got dividers coming for all these, and then dividers for all my screwdrivers and stuff, and nut drivers, so that'll make it a little bit more neat. So pretty nice. They open here on this. They got a little lock on them. Slide real good. It's got ball bearings. This thing is well over 6 foot. Well, it's probably 5'7" right here, and then well over 6 foot up there. But obviously this closes. Yeah, it closes when I don't have something in the way. There. I've got a bolt there. That closes. So, yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, open me up for, if I get rid of that, I'll have lots of room there. Figure out something else to do with that stand. And then, yeah. All right, well, that's it for now. I'll come back out tomorrow, hopefully, and start figuring out how to finish this up. So we'll talk to you then.